we go.
There we go.
All right.
So we're officially live for the first time. This is officially going down. All right, so welcome everyone to Stooges Gaming Podcast Episode 1, where we talk gaming news, gaming rumors, PlayStation, Xbox, PC, anything you think about. So let's kick it off with, for now, what we're calling PlayStation Central, PSVR. We can start with Tony. What are you most excited about with VR?
Oh, dude, I'm most excited about breaking my toes on my dresser. Like, listen, because they were saying they were
You know what? Tony, everybody, this is Tony. My name's Devin. We also have Eric. You know, might help if we do.
guys?
So,
Alright.
yeah, continue. Sorry for the interruption.
No, you're fine. Cause like one of the games they were trying to boast about was it Tekken? It was Tekken, or was it
As Tekken
Okay, yeah.
is going to be compatible with VR.
Mhm. And I'm for sure gonna be trying that. So I've got a little baby room here. I'm definitely gonna bust some toes on a dresser. But,
yeah, your room's like a closet.
Yeah, well, you know, Harry Potter up in here.
How's that going to work though? Like, how do you guys think that's going to work? Is it going to be? Are we just going to have the PlayStation Move controls and kick punch?
Oh,
or,
I have.
Well, if you can play games like sitting down, I'd imagine you'd have some form of control, like in your hands, like the move sticks. Or maybe they'll do something utilizing like the light bar on the controller, like they have now with the PlayStation camera or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that would probably be the solid
that'd be cool.
way to do it, because
The camera will connect your kind of like the Kinect with Xbox. It just kind of follows your movements.
It would be nice to see PlayStation implementing more with the light bar. I've only seen a few games do it, and they turned out really good. Like the Until Dawn, when they implemented it with the light bar, that looked awesome.
That game, definitely.
That was a great game.
What are your thoughts, Eric?
Eric?
Hello?
I'm sorry, what were you saying? I'm having 3 conversations.
All right. What are your thoughts on VR? What kind of game are you most excited for? What experience?
Honestly, the game I'm probably most excited for is Final Fantasy.
2 conversations?
Yes, 2 conversations.
How do you think that's going to how's it going to incorporate VR?
I have no idea. I've never seen a first-person Final Fantasy game.
I was just gonna ask you if it could be first person, because that'd be awesome.
I honestly don't know, but it's definitely gonna be fun to play.
I'd imagine it'd have to be a first person.
I mean, you'd assume every game in VR would have to be some sort of first-person thing, or maybe Tekken could be exactly like Just Dance, where it's your character is on screen and you kind of do a series of movements to make
that would work.
Or something like that, something where it follows your foot, follows your thing, and like you step back to step this way, step forward to step, away
Step
from
back.
you.
Yeah.
Dude, if I play Tekken VR, I need to play like Gobsmack in the background. That way I can just be like, get back, stay back, get back, get back, get back.
Oh my goodness. Or you can play the old junior high school thing. Everybody clap your hands. You know what I'm talking about?
Man.
To the left.
If you're happy,
What is that even called?
I don't even know. All I remember is that was the bitch song at all the dances at high school. Every year there was it was like every year every dance we had, they played it like 6 times. I only went to like 3 dances, so it's not like I'm just throwing out like they did it a lot of times. It was like every time I'd go, out of the 3 times I would go. I don't think it'd be like that coincidental. for them to play it that many times each time I went. Oh God, I hate that so much.
I don't know. My game is the one that they've been showing the most, or well, I don't know if you can say the most, but PlayStation at pretty much every conference mentions this game. It's called Rigs, and I can't really explain it. It's more of like a mixture of a sport with these big old battle mech suits, and it just looks incredibly fun. The latest trailer from Paris Games Week was basically showing the esports side to it. You know, they had a commentator in the trailer, and he was commenting, obviously, on the battle taking place, is mentioning people are out of position, and then somebody scored, and it just went nuts. And that one trailer got me hyped. I'm so ready to play that game.
I haven't actually seen any trailers for that yet.
You need to look it up. That's the Rigs trailer.
The Rigs.
I watched it yesterday. It looked awesome.
Yeah, it looks fantastic.
They were like
because we play
flying robot mech things and just like skating around on.
And we're not very good at it, but we try.
We were doing solid yesterday.
Yeah, we were doing solid yesterday, I'll admit that. But that game is going to be our next Rocket League.
I hope so.
Yeah, that game's going to be
awesome. Is fantastic looking.
It's like Rocket League with guns.
How much do you guys think VR is going to cost?
I'm going with 300. Yeah, 300.
For sure.
We're pretty much all in agreement right there. It's going to be 300. That just seems like a fair price point, because Sony's not going to sell it for less than that, because they'd be losing way too much money with all the time that they've put into it. Mm-hmm. They're not going to charge more, because over 300 and people will be like, whoa, chill out, Sony. It'd be like the launch of the PS3 when it was like $60.
300 though is still. That's only like $100 off of PlayStation. Like a PS4.
I know it. Well, $50 off the PlayStation now because the price dropped.
Yeah. So.
And I get what you're saying, but you got to think. It's not only
it's an add-on. It's not a whole other console. Like, that'd be ridiculous. You could buy a whole other PlayStation.
Sony's marketing it as a platform. It's not calling it an edition.
Are they really?
It is its own edition, and you have to have a PlayStation 4 to use it. But at the same time, like I said, I don't think that they're going to. They're not going to drop it to $250. I mean, $250.
What was that?
But I don't see it being less than $200, because they've put so much research, they've put so much development, all this backing money. They're trying to get it out there. They're doing more than just games too. They showed the movie The Walk. They showed a VR experience for that with more of casual people, everyday people, handling the headset and walking along the wire. And see, that's what I'm saying. They can't have it too expensive, because they're trying to market it not to only the hardcore PlayStation audience, but to the general public. Like, hey, you want to have a good time with your family, go buy a PS4 and buy this and have fun. So it could very well just be like a $150, $200 add-on.
That would be nice if it was a $199, $150. But I honestly expect it to be $299.
Yes, I'm with you there. I think it's going to be around there too.
That would be crazy.
Moving on. Exclusives that we're excited for. We'll start with Eric on this one.
Put me on the spot like that. Exclusive that I'm excited for.
It can just 1 to 2 exclusives.
I don't know what's exclusive.
Yeah.
I'm a horrible
gamer.
gamer.
Not know what's okay.
I don't know what exclusives are coming out. Like, I want to say Wild, because that game looks awesome. I don't know.
Yeah, it's an exclusive.
Oh, you know what's exclusive that I'm excited for? No Man's Sky. I've been following that game since
that game looks good.
Ever, and it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I think it's going to be good.
That would be awesome.
$100
for a VR No Man's Sky.
Oh, Devin, you gotta fix it. I think it's your sound.
What?
We're getting a lot of reverb from it. I think it's yours.
Is it?
I think so. Eric might be using a headset right now.
I'm using headset. I'm using the PlayStation Gold headset.
Great
Trademark.
name.
This podcast is brought to you by PlayStation Gold headsets.
I have to agree with you, Eric. What's that one game you guys keep saying you don't want to play with because they'll probably kill you all?
So what?
What's the one game that you guys keep saying you don't want to play with because they'll probably end up killing you all?
The Division. But
Yeah,
that's not exclusive.
That's not an exclusive? Alright, I wasn't sure. Then No Man's Sky. That one's probably one of my most hyped up ones. Just because it looks it's like an infinite free roam, which makes it crazy.
Well, it's not technically not infinite.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's procedural. However, there are like billions of planets you can discover. So, for all intents and purposes, it probably is infinite.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, you guys saw the gameplay footage that he showed. Was it at E3 this year, where he like started zooming out? And he just kept on going for like 30 seconds.
Oh yeah.
He was zooming out
And I was like
crazy.
using like warp speed.
And out in
Star
every
Wars.
star that you saw was a planet that you, not a planet, it was a solar system that you could visit. Every single.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That was awesome. I enjoyed that.
That look, and if that's in VR though, like that would be crazy. I think it'll be fun. How about you, Devin? Though, what are you most stoked for PlayStation exclusives?
PlayStation exclusive. Well,
without counting, you can't count Uncharted because, I mean, I guess you can, but
how can
other
I
than
not count my
Uncharted,
favorite game? Okay, excluding, let this be known, people, Uncharted will forever be my favorite game series. Forever. So let's kick Uncharted 4 out because obviously I'm most excited for that. Something else that I'm most excited for. Honestly, I don't think a lot other than Uncharted 4. But let's see.
Horizon Zero Dawn. That's
Yes.
another one that's really good looking.
That's what I was thinking of. I couldn't think of the name right now. Horizon Zero Dawn. That game is gonna be one of the few open world games I play. Because I don't play a lot of open world games, but that one, definitely. Just from all the footage that I've seen, all the gameplay footage, it just looks fantastic graphically, gameplay-wise. It looks like you can get creative. They said that there's not really a bounds in that game. Like there's going to be those invisible walls where you can't go past it.
Mhm.
But from what I understand, if you can see it, you can pretty much go to it. That's what one of the developers, I believe, said.
Isn't that what they said in The Witcher 2? Or not The Witcher 2, but they said that about The Witcher as well. And then,
Honestly, I don't know. I didn't pay attention to The Witcher.
Well, The Witcher 3, I haven't found a really much of a place that I can't go to.
oh really? I thought you were saying you couldn't go very far, or not as far as you thought.
No, it's sectioned off. Like, the game is freaking huge, and
Oh, okay.
the beginning part was like the part where I was like, oh man, that's not really big, and then I found out later that beginning part was kind of like the tutorial,
Oh, okay.
and then I kind of went into like everything else, and yeah, it's huge. And then there's that expansion that just came out too. I still haven't played yet. But yeah, The Witcher is ginormous.
What was that game you had me look up the trailer for, Devin? That gave me goosebumps. Is that supposed to be PS exclusive?
Yeah, that's right. Detroit Become Human, I believe it's
Yeah.
called.
Yeah,
Wow.
is that supposed to be an exclusive or no? Because that looks.
It's exclusive.
It's from
Oh, is it?
And
And
they're
I'm
gonna
stoked
be
for that.
the developers of Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls,
Yeah,
which
I'll
are
have to
both
say
really
that's what
great
I'm
games.
stoked for.
Beyond Two Souls, a lot of people didn't like as much, and I think the reason why is because it jumps around from timeline to timeline to timeline to timeline continuously. I think if it had less of that, people would like it more. That's the one that starred Ellen Page. But I don't know. Overall, I liked it. I thought it was a good game. It wasn't as good as Heavy Rain story-wise to me. But Detroit Become Human, that looks fantastic. That looks like one of maybe potential Game of the Year candidate. I mean, it's coming out in 2016, so Uncharted 4 is going to win. But, you know.
What if it doesn't, though? Like, what if that game tops it? That'd be pretty cool. Because, I mean, I haven't seen a game trailer in a long time that gave me goosebumps. Like, that one, I watched it and I was like, oh my god, I have goosebumps on my arms from that. Like, I have not had a game trailer, let alone a movie trailer, in a long time have that happen. So, that's pretty exciting. Because it looks like the trailer alone looked like an intense-ass movie kind of deal. So.
Looked like a messed up iRobot.
Yeah, that's what makes it awesome.
That's
I love
what
that movie.
my initial thought was like, hey, iRobot. Anyways.
Like if iRobot was violent.
So those are all pretty good exclusives that we're looking forward to. Moving on, we're going to segue into an Xbox Central kind of thing. Shut up with the word segue, all right? I say segue, you just go with it, Tony.
Every time you say that word, I picture like you rolling around on a Segway, like pulling the video screen behind you.
Ha ha ha! Let's all make fun of the short guy. Okay.
Sure, we're all like the same height. Like
yeah, we're all like 5 foot nothing. Peter Dinklage is taller than us.
5'6", 5'7", I don't know, something. But anyways, let's talk Halo's future.
Halo 6 confirmed.
For sure.
No kidding, Eric. We've all established that Halo 6 is coming. Before Halo 5 even released, they were mentioning about Halo 6 being in development. But do you think Halo 6 is going to sell well just because of the name Halo, or do you think it's going to crash?
I think it's going to sell well,
especially because it's in like a cliffhanger. So a lot of people aren't like liking that because people generally like cliffhangers, but I think it's really good for the story. It's smart for them to continue it. I mean, everything nowadays is in parts. You can't make an epic movie nowadays without having a 3-part movie.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense for video games to start following that trend.
I expect Halo 7 or Halo 6 to rather be the end of it, or they'll have one more in Halo 7. That would be it.
Halo
Like,
7. Halo 6 is probably going to be the intermediate, and then Halo 7.
Because Halo 5, it was basically just a run of like an in-between kind of game. Like it was a good game. It's not scoring very highly compared to every other Halo, from my knowledge, but it's still getting like 8s, 8.5s across the board. But just like the other Halos got like 9, 9.5, that kind of stuff. But it literally, the whole story in Halo 5 is just leading to Halo 6. It's not a story of itself, I guess you could say, because it doesn't. Its plot is just so unfinished. That doesn't make it bad. It's just so unfinished to where it's like, okay, where's Halo 6? When can I have Halo 6?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's clearly planned out that way, not like.
Oh yeah, no. 343 Studios and Microsoft definitely are like, okay, well, we're gonna put a filler Halo in, and then Halo 6 is probably gonna be off the chains 9.5 kind of game.
Yeah, I still think all the way through and through they're gonna be a booming game. Like, it's not gonna drop off. I doubt it's gonna drop off because think of Call of Duty example. There's like what 20 Call of Duty games, and people are still avidly buying them. Like the pre-orders for Black Ops 3 have been retarded. I even pre-ordered it. And,
but as Halo, Halo's a huge franchise. I'm not trying to diss Halo. Halo's a huge franchise. But is it Call of Duty huge? Because if you think about it, Call of Duty, everybody knows Halo, everybody knows Call of Duty. But when you think Call of Duty, there's 12-year-olds playing it. There's it's more open to the general public, because I'm pretty sure I could ask my grandma, hey, what's the only video game you've ever heard of? Call of Duty. And but as far as Halo, I don't think it's that big. So if they try to annualize it, I'm not sure if that's what you're trying to say, but
Well, I think it's bigger on a different scale. Like,
Yeah,
no,
on a Xbox scale.
no,
Because
just like Halo and the first Halo game and Bungie in general. Like, before Halo came out, there was no like standardized first-person shooter control scheme for controllers. And then Halo came out and just revolutionized the industry and set a standard that every single first-person shooter since, including Call of Duty, has copied at least a control scheme. Like, you pick up any first-person shooter and R2 shoots, L2 either scopes or throws grenade. Like, it's always going to be the same. And Halo did that for gaming.
yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't think it was the first shooter. Was it? I don't think it was the first first-person shooter.
It
But
wasn't the first first-person shooter. It was the first first-person shooter that had such an adaptive control scheme for the controller that
okay,
revolutionized the way. Like every game after that, kind of copied the Halo scheme of how to
yeah, because I
get on
mean,
the
like you
controller.
said, you pick up a shooter, and normal people, normal human beings with common sense, are like, okay, L2, R2, or left trigger, right trigger,
well,
for
we can't say normal because not every. There's a
okay, no,
solid amount of people who
there's a
don't play
solid amount of
games.
people who don't play games. I understand that, but we're talking to the gaming community, Tony. We're talking to the gaming community, and if you've played a game before and you own a console, or if you've ever owned a console, typically you pick up a shooter and you're like, I somewhat know what to do because all shooter controls are almost the same.
Yep.
Mhm.
And
Like I can
like,
pick up any shooter since Halo, and I know square is gonna be reload or B if you're playing Xbox, and Y or triangle to switch weapons. Like,
hmm
And then you've got games like Destiny and Uncharted that likes to throw a monkey wrench in your common basics to completely screw you up, so you start throwing grenades trying to melee people.
you want to not talk mess on Uncharted because it's a fantastic franchise.
Oh, I'm not saying it's
Hey,
bad. I'm just saying.
we're talking about Xbox, all right? Don't bring in PlayStation stuff. We're talking about Xbox. Same topic, Tony. Okay, let's move on to Xbox and Windows. Where do you guys think that's going?
uh,
Myself, I think that they're obviously not done. They're not done just saying, hey, Windows 10 is on Xbox One. They're somewhere in between now and their imminent future. I think it's gonna. I think it's almost going to be a necessity of you having to have a computer and an Xbox
oh yeah, for
to
sure.
game on Xbox One. I think Microsoft is going in that direction to where it's like if you want to game on Xbox One, you got to have a link to a computer. I hope they don't go that way because if they do, they're going to lose a lot.
I think they'll mention it. They'll say something about it, and everyone will be like, "That's a stupid idea," and they'll be like, "Oh, actually, you're right. That is a stupid idea." Like with their no sharing games idea. There was a dumb idea, but they
Oh,
were
you mean
like, "Oh, it's
the enormous amount of backlash that they got?
yeah, like
They
something
got
like that's gonna happen
murdered
most likely."
at launch. At
They
launch,
got
they got murdered for that, and that's
the
why
guy
when
that
you
announced
talk to
that had to
them,
resign.
yeah,
what?
yeah,
The
that's
guy
true.
that announced that was in charge of Xbox One. He resigned after that.
Oh my god! Why did he get like egged or something? Like too much?
And
No,
well,
it's just
you
he
could
wasn't.
imagine how much money that cost them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he wasn't. He basically wasn't taking Xbox to where they wanted it to be, and that's why he got the new boss. I think his name's Phil Spencer, and he's doing well. He's not doing bad by any means. So I don't know. I think that's what it's going to be. I think they're going to infuse it a little more over time, more and more and more, and pretty soon it's going to be like stream Xbox One games from your computer, like
I mean,
wirelessly or something. You know?
that'd be pretty cool though. Like, cause we can kind of do it with the PlayStations, but it's nowhere. It wouldn't be. It's not like that. Like we can stream it, but we can only stream to the two specific things, and we can only edit it through the PlayStation.
hmm
If it was able to like stream, if we just press something on the PlayStation and we could stream it and mess with it on our computers, that would be cool. That'd be make it really easy. It'd be pretty convenient.
Yeah, I agree.
Because streaming right now from our PlayStations, it's all right. It's not as good as
what it could be.
Yeah, it's not as good as what it sounded like
But
at
I mean,
first.
yeah, no, I mean it's still fun and it's still good, and I think you're right. If Xbox One does that, they'll definitely have the advantage in streaming because you look at Microsoft. Microsoft is huge,
Hmm.
and they're a lot more financially stable right now than Sony is. Because Sony with the PS4, though they're beating the Xbox One and they're still making marginal, like very small marginal profit. I mean, still making profit, so it counts. But I mean, they're basically digging themselves out of the PS3 hole, or what I like to call the PS3 hole, because the PS3, when they tried to launch it for $600, they lost so much money.
And there were still so many people that bought it, though. Like, it was ridiculous on how many
But it
people.
wasn't
How
near
many
the
did they?
amount of people that gave
No.
up and bought an Xbox 360.
Hmm. If they would have launched it at like 300, 350, like what the PS4 is at, basically, it would have made
Yeah,
more
I think
sense.
I think if that happened, it would have been a lot more even than it was in the beginning with the
Hmm.
whole Xbox thing. Xbox, honestly, Xbox might want to thank Sony
Yeah.
because if it wasn't for them, if it wasn't for them coming out with that $600 price, then probably not a lot of people would have been like, "Hey, I'm gonna go buy this Xbox that's a lot cheaper." It
I
probably
will
would have
say,
went.
though. Oops,
Go ahead.
sorry.
Oh,
Okay.
go ahead.
Uh, um, if like now looking upon it, I like PS4 more than Xbox One, but if I look back on it, I think I actually liked the 360 more than the PS3 because I live in a smaller town, obviously, because you guys are in fucking biggest, most populated place on earth. But my place where I live, almost everyone that I knew that played games had an Xbox One because it was cheaper, and which was cool. It was cheaper. Everyone had it, but it also had a lot of different things that you could do, like the group chats. Once PlayStation 4 got that, it was just, perfect. But the group chats PS3 didn't have. The only way you could talk to
Mhm.
people was if you were playing the same game as them, which kind of sucked because it's like, for example, you want to play your game, I want to play my game, Eric goes to play his game. Like, like that was the cool thing about Xbox. You could all be playing different games and be chatting in parties, given they're all 12-year-olds, but.
Well, I mean, you had parties in PlayStation 3. I don't know if it was at launch. I didn't get one at launch because I wasn't going to pay $600 for a PS3. Um, I wouldn't pay $600 for a PS4, but you know, I
Although
mean
if you
that's
think
that's
about it,
when that's why Sony smartened up.
yeah.
But I don't know. I guess we're a little off topic now. Uh, what do you think, Eric? What do you think is going to happen with that whole Xbox Windows thing?
It's already been happening since Windows 8.1. It started with 8.1 and the 360. They merged the interfaces together,
Very
and
true.
that was kind of like their prototype going into Windows 10 and Xbox One.
Hmm.
So it's only gonna get better from there. I
Do you
imagine in
guys
5 to 10 years you'll be able to turn on a computer, turn on an Xbox, and you won't be able to tell the difference. And I'm sure they'll come out with some kind of way to um, where you can see your desktop from the Xbox and vice versa. Have some kind of like remote interface going on between the two.
Okay. Yeah,
That's the
that would be
direction I
cool.
see it going.
Yeah, I could get behind that. I could agree with that. Um, yeah, moving on. Uh, for just getting out of PlayStation, getting out of Xbox. Let's move on to more, I guess, general topics. Uh, this is more for me, but I want to talk about the evil that is Konami because I hate Konami. But I mean, they make good games. Like I have Metal Gear Solid 5. I have Pro Evolution Soccer, which I believe to be superior to FIFA 16 and FIFA 15 for that matter. Presentation-wise, no. Um, Konami doesn't have rosters because it's Konami and they're like the worst company. I've like they're becoming what EA used to be, what EA used to be referred to. They fired their moneymaker. They were like, we don't want this genius working on our games anymore, so get out. And that put sour taste into a lot of people's mouths. A lot. me included, just because, I mean, when you see somebody in the industry for, I think he was in there for, 30 years for Konami or something? 20, 30 years? To have that kind of impact and to make a series like Metal Gear, and the impact that it has on most gamers, and then Konami just, basically rinses their plate, They just scrape their plate off into the trash. They're like, no, I don't want I don't want this prime rib. I'm gonna have the scrap from the dog. Like that to me, that is what Konami did.
What happened to Mighty Number 9? Wasn't that one
I
guy
have to
working on
wait
it?
till April. They're still
Oh.
working on it. Just got to wait till next year.
Oh, God, dude.
Yeah, I'm keeping tabs on that game. So.
Yeah.
I've never been into Mega Man.
There's anyone that contributed to the Kickstarter for it gets like an early bird, like free alpha download of the game. But other than that, like all of us scrubs have to wait till it launches.
Speaking of Kickstarter, did you guys know that if you go on Kickstarter and support that Friday the 13th game, because yeah, they are making a Friday the 13th game, you basically get a copy for $25.
Nice.
Well, how much do they want you to drop for the Kickstarter, though?
$25.
Oh, really? So you get it.
If you donate $25, if you donate to the cause and put $25 down, then you get the copy, like a physical copy of it when it comes out. And you don't even, from what I understand, you don't even have to pay the full 60 like it's gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm probably gonna go drop $25 on it, just because, I mean, why not? It looks like from the trailer that they released, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
It doesn't look fantastic because we haven't seen gameplay. We don't know. We just saw a trailer with some lady talking, which was basically Jason's mom. From interviews with IGN and all that kind of, gaming media, they were talking to the developers, and there seems to be a multiplayer aspect to that.
That'd be cool. Like, is it supposed to be VR? Because that'd be even cooler.
A VR psychopath? I don't know. I think it's one person is Jason, and then the other people in the multiplayer are the camp counselors, and the camp counselors have to survive or potentially kill Jason.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you guys see that going? I mean, because what if they give the camp counselors some kind of weird, like spawn a weapon and go kick Jason's ass, and they all just rush Jason? Like, what is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, it could be really unfair.
Then let's evolve.
Yeah, I think they'll be smart enough to balance the
Evolve is
teams
great.
evenly to where it's gonna use like evolve how you required tactics, but it's not gonna be a one-sided.
It's not gonna be like a brain buster to.
It's not gonna be like the Battlefront beta where you're on the one team, you're like, oh, we lost.
Oh, the Rebels in Hoth? Yeah, that was fun. I think we won that. We won that 1-2 times, and then that was it. It was the Empire the rest of the way.
Barely won it 1 or 2 times. Like, I'm pretty sure they were like dick hair away from winning. But I'm gonna go back to the VR real fast because I just thought of something that I really hope they do. I hope they bring out a lot more scary games, or if they just come out with a bunch more.
They have Until Dawn: Rush of Blood, which apparently it's just a standalone title. It has nothing to do with the main game or any of the characters. I think they just use the name so they can use the basically ghosts and like the psycho killer look to the game.
Probably so they can use the same like interface and the way the game interacts, so that way they're not just like, hey, you just completely stole our game and throw a whole new story to it.
Well, no, Sony owns that IP, I believe, but what it is it's an on-rail shooter. So like you're basically in a cart and you like shoot things that pop up. And from the gameplay that I was watching, it scared me. Like it made me jump. So maybe if that game comes out and it's like $40 or something, or even if it's 60, just buy it and play it on Halloween with your friends or something, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it could be one of those, like, niche.
I'll have to wait and see if I'm impressed.
We all know that you're not going to be.
Another game I'm actually more along the scary lines, actually, still same topic, is Dead Space. I'm pretty sure they're all done with those games, but I hope they revamp them or redo them for VR, just because of the effect that will get. Because that was personally one of my favorite, scariest games. I jump every freaking time something pops.
Yeah, Dead Space is a pretty thrilling game. Like,
yeah. So if that wasn't a VR though, you'd need a diaper. Like the intensity of those jump scares would definitely just jump out of the roof because the VR is gonna be in your face and it's gonna feel more realistic because when you turn it turns. So when you go to turn something, you're actually turning yourself, so it just feels more startling, I guess.
Yeah, I could agree with that. I'd like to see some sort of Assassin's Creed on VR. That would be sick.
That'd be weird. I can just imagine doing the swan dive into the.
That would be a rush. That would be a rush.
You turn your head too far, you bash your head off the side of the cart, and you die. Like,
I'd be kind of mad because I'd probably just like every time just popping my head to the right.
Yeah. What things are you looking forward to, Eric, for game-wise for the VR?
I thought we already covered that.
Well, we're just popping back, Just
Oh,
because we're still on the same topic.
I'm looking forward to No Man's Sky going to VR.
What types of games though? Not like No Man's Sky, but like because I'm looking forward to the scary games and what I hope they do.
If they do Destiny, like one of the Destiny games in VR, that would be so amazing.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Well, it's like an Alien game. That would be awesome as VR.
Yeah.
Like a game like Alien Isolation.
In VR, yeah. I mean, I'm presuming a lot of games that exist now will probably end up getting a patch or some sort of update to be compatible with VR. Especially the first-person games like Far Cry and games like that. I think Dying Light maybe, even though I hate that game.
Platinum would be rough and VR. Okay, two things. How do you think the PvP in VR is going to be? Like,
well, I mean, it's just going to be like every other game. You're just going to be more immersed. You're going to be more immersed in what you're doing. Like you're going to.
I'm thinking more along the lines of how do you think the HUD's going to be set up? Do you think they'll use the same basic setup for the HUD? For like example, Call of Duty, you got the mini map top left. You got
I think it'll be probably roughly the same thing.
And then, do you think PS Plus will drop free indie VR games?
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
PlayStation has always rewarded ever since they started charging. Well, even before. Ever since they started charging or invented PlayStation Plus, they've always rewarded us pretty well. It's always been a pretty good lineup for free games each month. And it's never just one game. I don't think I've ever seen it be just one game. It's almost always 3 or 4 games, which is amazing and friggin' awesome. And it's in the future, I definitely think it's going to be like, check out this VR title for free. Why not? Because that's going to get, if people don't have VR and they get a VR title for free, maybe they'll be like, maybe I want to go buy a VR.
Yeah, I mean, I just wasn't sure how they would do that, just because the VR games are going to be newer, and for example, I
don't think they'll do it either. I think it'll take maybe like a year for them to actually do that.
Oh, okay, because I just hope they turn out good because it's like when it went from PS3 to PS4 and they started giving out free games for the PS4, they were giving out such good games for the PS3 that you couldn't play on the PS4, which really sucked because it'd be cool if you could play the free PS3 downloadable games on the PS4, which would make sense, because they're downloadable, so it's just a couple formatting changes. But
Hmm.
like the scale of how good the games were compared to the PS4s. Not saying I don't like the indie games. I love the indie games. They're a blast. But it was like Crisis 2 Super Meat Boy. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Um,
Thanks.
well, let's just go ahead and give our final thoughts on. Just pick a topic that we went over today. I can read over them again, and just give your final thoughts on one of them. Let's wrap it up.
For
You can go ahead. You go
I'll,
ahead and start, Tony.
I was gonna say I'll throw in for Halo because I'm stoked about Halo. I hope it goes through at least to 7. So
Hmm.
I think they'll do good.
Yeah, it'll definitely be good. Eric?
Definitely excited for, like I said like 4 times, No Man's Sky.
Yeah, I think everybody who's watching and watches this is definitely going to realize you like No Man's Sky.
Sure.
Yeah, me. Going back to the exclusive.
Uncharted.
Uncharted 4. Uncharted 4 is going to be my consensus Game of the Year pick. It's going to be. People aren't going to hear from me. I'm going to pop that game into my PlayStation and board off my walls and windows because I'm going to be that immersed into that game. That game is going to be fantastic to me. But
that just means you can't be mad at me when I'm playing Fallout.
Fallout 4, yeah, that's true. But anyways, thanks everyone. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Eric. Thanks everyone for joining us. And this has been the Stooges Gaming Podcast, episode 1. See you
Hope
guys
you
later.
see you guys in episode 2.